Lesson 48 is about polynomials. Polynomials are algebraic and mathematical expressions consisting of terms connected by plus signs and minus signs. Polynomials only have whole number exponents. They do not have fractional exponents, and they do not have negative exponents. So this would not be a polynomial. This would not be a polynomial because if we brought x up, it would have a negative exponent, an exponent of -3. This is not a polynomial because it has an exponent of -2, nor is this a polynomial. This is a polynomial of one term. We call this a monomial. This is a polynomial of one term. It has whole number coefficients, and it also has a positive whole number as an exponent. This is a polynomial of two terms. We call this a binomial. This is also a polynomial. This is a polynomial of three terms. 1, 2, 3. Remember, polynomial terms are separated by plus and minus signs. A polynomial in one variable is one term or a sum of terms, each of which has the form ax to the n power, where a is a real number and n is a whole number. A monomial, as we said before, is a polynomial of one term. A binomial is a polynomial of two terms. A trinomial is a polynomial of three terms. A polynomial in more than one unknown must have numerical coefficients that are real numbers. The exponents of the variables must be whole numbers. The degree of a term of a polynomial is the sum of the exponents of the variables in the term. So this has an exponent of 3. It makes it a third degree term. This also is a third degree term. Each of these variables, x, y, and m, has an exponent of 1, and if we add them together, they equal 3. Likewise with this term, 2 plus 1, third degree term. These are fifth degree terms for the same reason. 2 plus 3 is 5. This has a 5. These all have exponents of 1. When we add them up, they equal 5. The degree of an entire polynomial is the same as the degree of its highest degree term. This is a third degree polynomial. 1, 2, 3 terms. This has a degree of 2. This term has a degree of 1 plus 1 plus 1, which is 3. And this term has a degree of 1. Therefore, the degree of the entire polynomial is 3. Because the degree of its highest degree term, xyz, is 3. This polynomial is a fifth degree term. There are 4 terms, 1, 2, 3, and 4. The degree of this term is 5. The degree of this term is 4, 1 plus 3. The degree of this term is 2. The degree of this term is 0. It's a fifth degree polynomial because the degree of the highest term is 5. Okay, adding polynomials, what we do is we add like terms when we add polynomials. Okay, so I've got to get my pen going here. Here we go. And I'm going to choose black. This is a trinomial, 1, 2, 3 terms. This is a binomial. We can see just from looking within the parentheses that this is a like term with this term in the binomial. There are no other x to the seconds, and constant terms or plain old numbers are always like terms. Because there's a plus in front of this parentheses and an understood positive in front of this one, we can just remove the parentheses and write x to the third plus 3x to the second plus 2 plus 2x to the third plus 4. This has a coefficient of 1. We're going to add it to the 2x to the third, and that will give us 3x to the third. And those two terms are taken care of. We next want to put our 3x to the second. We're going in descending order of the variable exponents. 3, 2, and then finally we just add 2 and 4 and get 6. This has something different in that it has a negative in front of that parenthesis, so we have to remember to distribute -1. This has no sign. That means it's positive. We can just remove the parentheses. Here we're going to distribute. We're going to have -x to the fourth plus 2x to the third minus x squared. We look for like terms. They have to have the same variables raised to exactly the same powers. I have a 3, and I know that I have an understood -1 there. X to the fourth, x to the fourth. So I add 2x to the fourth. And then I look for an x to the third. I only have one x to the third term. I'm going to add that in, so it's in descending order. That's taken care of. Now I have a -2 and a -x squared. I have -3x squared. And those are gone. And now I just put my 3 in at the end. Excuse me. Again here, I have two parentheses. This polynomial has 4 terms. This has 3. It's a trinomial. And we can just remove the parentheses from the first polynomial. There's an understood positive in front of that parentheses. Okay. This we again have to distribute our -1. So we have -1x squared plus 7x plus 5. Nothing to go with 3x to the third. That's the highest power term. It goes first. I have a -2 and a -1x squared. That means I have a -3x squared. We're again going in descending order. I have a -1 and a +7. I therefore have a +6x, and a 4 plus 5 is 9. And this concludes lesson 48.